Before we get into it, I want to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which I'm recording today, the Whadjuk Noongar people. I pay my respects to their elders past, present and emerging, because it always was and always will be Aboriginal land. Hi, I've returned. I disappeared for a while. Not really disappeared because I was out in the world doing things for myself, and I guess the whole point of me having this podcast is because it's something that I want to do. And so when I feel like I don't want to do it, I'm going to listen to myself. And I feel like with anything in the world, that actually goes against everything that I'm going to talk about today. So let's just rewind. Hey, I'm Faye. And if you're new here, this is Zero Filter. And I'm really good at talking. So I thought, why not start a podcast where I talk about things that I think are important and need to be talked about. And maybe you won't find them that important. And maybe you won't get anything out of it. But if you do, make sure you like and subscribe and follow along for this journey. And honestly, if you don't, hit me up, because I would love to have that conversation. So for those of you that just listen to this podcast, I've been away in Bali. I have been back maybe 2 weeks now. And yeah, I'm kind of settling into the groove of life again, after a big holiday. I also went over there for a yoga retreat and then did some traveling with my daughter. And it was amazing. And the one thing that I really wanted to come on here and chat to you guys about is something that kept coming up for me. And as I said at the beginning, it's something that kind of goes against what I said at the beginning, but is pushing through the discomfort, pushing through uncomfortability of not wanting to get up in the morning, not wanting to do the thing, not wanting to get out of bed when it's really cold, not wanting to go to the gym by yourself, all of these things that have been really kind of showing up for me in different ways throughout for a while, really. And just really kind of pushing through that and seeing the beautiful magicalness of what comes. So let's dive into that. So the quote, and this is something that really was poignant, what a word, in my brain when I first got to Bali, because let's rewind a little bit. Even going to the gym alone, going to meet my friends out, say at a bar or something like that, and I was going by myself, I would be shit scared. Absolutely nope. Biggest nope. Starting this podcast, even when I'm at work, I find going up and talking to customers is so uncomfortable in my body. And I do believe, yes, listen to your body and listen to your gut, but I feel like sometimes it's not your gut, It's that ego, it's trying to protect you. It's really trying to be stay in the comfortable. You know what this feels like? Just stay here, because why not? It's warm, it's cozy. You know what's going on around you. Whereas the unknown is the cold. It can look like it's raining. It can look scary. It can look dark. But once you get there and you realize, oh, you just needed to turn the corner and the lights are on and all your friends are there and it's fine. Diamonds are made under pressure. You need to be under some sort of pressure, some sort of uncomfortability to really succeed or to progress. Even going to the gym, you need to do those heavy weights that feel uncomfortable, that feel heavy, that feel like you're not going to be able to do it. But when you keep doing it, they get lighter. And I just really love that analogy. And that's something that Bali really taught me. So obviously I was going to this yoga school and I was going alone. I was going to a foreign country all by myself. And I've been and done that before. And I didn't leave the hotel. Like, my best friend was there, but she was super sick. And so I didn't leave. Like, I just stayed there because I was too scared to do anything. And so this time I was like, nah, like, I am pushing myself. I got myself a scooter. I made sure every single day I was going out and I was doing something adventurous and I was talking to someone random at a coffee shop or something like that, just to push myself outside of my comfort zone. And I'm so glad I did, because I feel like I've come back a completely different person. I've come back like just so driven. And I think that's so beautiful. So why does discomfort matter? Let's talk about the psychology of it all. So psychologists actually talk about optimal anxiety zone. And what that is, it's not full panic, it's not full chill, but it's kind of like that spot where you're kind of stretched, but not breaking. And so that's where you will build that resilience. So if you think about when, say, for example, I was at the gym last night and I was doing leg presses, and it's when you're at Pilates, if you haven't done Pilates, let's go to the gym and the Pilates at the same time. Shush fei. So it's when you do a leg press and then you bring it halfway back and then you do little pulses or something like that. It's so uncomfortable and you feel nah, I can't do it. But you push through, and it's then all the endorphins come in and it's just wow, So I'm going to talk about getting to the yoga school, because that was super scary. Going somewhere, and yeah, it's such a surreal experience, because I stayed at the Bali yoga school. Super duper, what's the word? Not request, but suggest? Highly praise. Let's go with that. I highly recommend going there if you want to go somewhere for a retreat, to learn yoga teaching. Kiara is amazing. She also does sound healing training, so you can become a sound healer. She's a Reiki master, Ashtanga. The whole kit and caboodle is there. And I just went for a retreat. And so what was included in the retreat, I would get up at 5 a.m. in the morning. I would be with Kiara by 6, and I would get up and I would journal and have a matcha, and then I would go up and we would do some warm up, kind of hatha movements, where you're breathing in and breathing out, and you're moving every single joint in your body, before we got into pranayama, which is yogic breathing. And so we would do that, and then afterwards I would have an hour philosophy session and meditation session, and that was amazing. I can't remember his name, and it's really gonna frustrate me, and I'm sorry if you listen to this, because it's not that you weren't substantial in my life, because you taught me so much, but let's just call him Guru. And so my guru had just lived in India for 9 years and was living with a family, not making, probably making $40 a month, so eating very sparse, but going to a temple and learning from the guru there, all about Hinduism and this, the whole thing. So he was very knowledgeable in everything that he was teaching, and he taught me a lot about meditation and how, yoga is actually meditation, but in the progression of life and everything like that, it's become everyone sees it as a movement, whereas like pure yoga is meditation. And just like learning how to yogic breathe and sitting, and just everything that I was taught was so substantial to my trip, because it was able to sit down and really kind of just like take that time for me and just come back to my practice, because I have practiced that for a long time and I felt it was slipping. And so being able to be in this routine every single day with them was beautiful. So we did that for an hour, and then I had an hour and a half of yoga. And then after that, so it kind of went through all different types of yogas, like vinyasa, yin, hatha. I think that's all we did, because I was only there for a week. And then after that, I would get a massage, which is included every day. And then I'd have breakfast. And then I'd do different sound healings, Reiki, different days. And then on the off time, I would adventure. And so shout outs to my brother. I swear every single podcast I'm shouting him out. But he actually looked up a whole bunch of things for me to do, because I am super air sign, can't make a decision to save my life. And I was looking up all these cafes, and obviously there's just so many. And so he looked up a few for me to try out, which was really nice. And I went to one day, and I'm reading this book, and it is, if you've read the Celestine Prophecy, it is the second book, so it's called The 10th Insight. And so I'm reading that, and I went to this cafe, and I was sitting there, and I was reading that book, and I ordered a acai bowl, a croissant, and an oat iced matcha. And the girl sitting next to me ordered the exact same thing. And like, because the place where we went, you could like tick the boxes of like what you wanted. And I looked at hers after, and she had like, where it said acai bowl, above it, it said fruit smoothie or something. Well, it wasn't a smoothie bowl, but it was like fruit and something. And we had both scribbled that out and then ticked acai bowl. Like, it was so wild. And so then when it came, that's when we realized, and we were like, what? And so I was like, oh my God, did we order the same thing? And then we started talking, and that's just something that I would never do. And it's not because I don't like people, because I love people and I love talking, if you can't tell. But I just have this I'm a bit shy. And you wouldn't think that from my Instagram and from being my friend. But if you've met me through other people or when I'm by myself, like, you know that, like, to begin with, like, even my dance class girlies, like, when I first started coming, I was like, yeah. And then by the end of the class, I'm like, bah, 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 bah. But yeah, to begin with, I'm a little bit shy. So I wouldn't go out of my way to like introduce myself to someone until now, because I'm learning and I'm evolving and I'm a big girl. So yeah, that's a bit fun. I didn't get on Instagram or anything like that. We just spoke about different thrift stores that I've been looking up around Bali. And we're both reading a book. So we both spoke about like the books that we were reading. And it was her first time. She was from Spain. And yeah, it was just a really beautiful interaction that I just was really proud of myself. And then I rode in the rain for ages and went to different thrift stores around Ubud. And yeah, it's nice reflecting on that. Back to the yoga school. So again, like meeting people, so you eat in I'm going to call it a mess hall, because I don't, like, the eating area. And when I first got there was only 3 other girls there that were finishing their yoga teaching, and some were doing their sound healing teaching course. And so it was only like 4 of us for the first few days, which was really kind of nice. And then there was like 30 people that came for their 300 and 200 hour yoga teaching course, and I was just like, it was nice to have that like time where it was like a small bunch of us that really had like these in-depth conversations about like human design and astrology, and we were all from different places. There was 2 French girls, a Spanish girl, and an American girl. And yeah, and then we were able to like talk about our countries, and they all were obsessed with Australia, which was interesting. I don't know. I guess, yeah, weird for me. Like, and then also just being able to help them with knowledge on Bali, because obviously I've been so many times because it's so close for us, right? It's like another part of Australia. And so I was like able to give them like lots of things to do in different parts, and like where to go, and like what I like about things. And I don't know, it was nice. Oh, I don't even know what I'm saying. Like, this just sounds so silly, but I'm pushing through the uncomfortable. I'm doing the thing. It was really hard to come back to this podcast, and I know I'm going off on tangents, but fuck it, it's my podcast. But like, I just feel a little bit silly. Like, I don't always know what I need to talk about, and that's okay, and I get that. But I really love talking, and I feel like I've been talking so much on my Instagram lately because I'm not doing this podcast. And I'm like, girl, go back to the thing. Do the thing, because you like doing the thing. People like you doing the thing. Like, I've got messages of people being like, I keep checking and you're not posting. So I'm doing the things. And this is what this is all about. Do the things. You might feel uncomfortable. You might feel scared. You might feel like you're being silly. But how are you supposed to know if you're being silly if you're not doing it? And even if you are being silly, people like you being silly. I guess discomfort is like, it shows you who you are. Like, underneath all of it, underneath like all of the distractions, when you just strip it back, it's like your authentic self. That's you talking. And it's like, how do we then show up for ourselves? How are you willing to like sit and listen to what you need and what you actually want to do? Because when you're like putting yourself out there, like that's something calling, like I want to do this. I want to do this. And you just like, ego gets a bad rap. I get that. But it is there to protect you. But your ego needs to step the fuck aside for a hot second. Because nothing bad is going to happen if you do the podcast. If you go overseas by yourself. I mean, maybe. But like, you know what I'm saying. If you have it all planned and stuff like that. And you be careful. Nothing bad is going to happen if you go take yourself to a yoga retreat. Nothing bad is going to happen if you say hello to a random stranger that you're sitting next to at a cafe and make a conversation. Like, it could. But it's not, I don't think it's, anything can happen at any point. But your ego is trying to protect you. Your ego is trying to protect you from the unknown. But like, everything is pretty much unknown. So just go for it. I don't know. I'm going around in circles. It's Mercury retrograde, guys. If you didn't know, what that means is communication is down. Like, Mercury rules communication. I'm just going into this quickly because I haven't chatted to you in a while. So I want to give you some fun facts. Fun facts with Faye. Ding, 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 ding. Mercury retrograde. Retrograde means that the planet looks like it's going backwards. So when Mercury is in retrograde, it's like, because it's the communication planet, it's like it's going backwards. Retrograde is all of the re's. So reconsider, reestablish, reaffirm, did I say reconsider? Relax, read. It's all the re's. You just want to really, really reconfirm, relax, and read what you're doing. Because contracts are going to fuck up. Phone lines are going to go down. Your internet, probably your microphones won't work when you do your podcast. Haley and Claudia, I'm talking to you. You just really need to make sure everything is in working order. Don't sign contracts. Just double check everything. And it's also a new moon in Leo today. And Leo is the show pony. I have 3 planets in Leo. And I love being the center of attention, if you don't know. So yeah, it's about time that everyone gets that spotlight and does the things. So neuroplasty 101. Your brain literally rewires through repetition. So every time that you're pushing through your discomfort, you're literally rewiring your brain to say that it's safe. You're saying to that ego, to that brain, it's all good. We got this. And also, again, moving your body and feeling your emotions and really kind of like getting in touch with your inner world is so important as well. So I want you to just give it a go for a week and just every day do something. Like, for example, if it's the gym, if it is getting up and journaling, if it is only letting your alarm go off once. I want you to go, no, push past that, get up. Do one thing every day that makes you feel uncomfortable. Last night, I did not want to go to the gym by myself. I was so scared. I waited 2 hours. I was like, someone, please come with me. And you know what? No one did. No one's coming to save you. No one's going to always hold your hand. So I got up. I went to the gym. I went to a brand new gym that I'd never been to before as well. And I stayed there for nearly 2 hours. And I pushed myself. I used a machine that I never used before. I did an 80-kilo leg press. And then my trainer was just texted me this morning. She was like, babe, and those plates are 70 kilos as well. I was like, damn, these little pegs swung. Do the things. Because repetition is going to rewire your brain. Like journaling. Reaffirming yourself. Have some affirmations. This is the time for us to literally level up. Let's fucking go. Here's a bit that people don't like to hear. And I've said it before. You can't run from discomfort because no matter what, it'll keep showing up and it'll get worse and the wall will get higher and higher and higher. I didn't realize how much power I was giving my discomfort, especially putting labels on it. And I'm not saying that it's not real because my autism is real, but I don't have to let it affect me so much all the time. I always say, and I'm not saying this is for everyone, but this is something that I'm going through. And I really, truly believe that I can get better at this and I can retrain myself and really just become a more evolved version of Faye. So this is all purely my ownness. I really don't have the words. Sorry, guys. But I always would tell myself, and by doing that, I'm just giving that power, right? Is that, I can't go up to people by myself. And by doing that, that power just became stronger and stronger and stronger to the point where I started to not really recognize who I am. And I didn't know if it was my autism or if it was anxiety or my depression or my meds or, I'm trying to stick a thing on it instead of just going, and that's going back into that ego, right? It's trying to make something else the issue when it's babe, you're just allowing the discomfort to rule you instead of little bit by little bit chipping away. A tunnel isn't built by just You know, before they had big machinery and shit, they had to fucking chip away at it. This is my tunnel. I'm chipping away at it. Like, the discomfort only gets more power. The discomfort only gets more discomforting. Like, you're trying to be in the comfort, but it's only getting more not comfortable. Okay, I'm going to stop saying those words. Sit with the urge to quit, to numb, to people please. Notice it. Choose it differently. When you sit with that, why are you doing that? Like, have that conversation with yourself. Like, why am I choosing to not go to the gym when that's something I really want to do? Why am I not getting up and journaling when that's something I really want to do? Why am I not quitting alcohol when that's something I want to fucking do? You know, these things are good for us. These things are going to make our lives better. Why do we continue to sit in the discomfort? Like, really sit with that and choose yourself. That's all you're doing, is choosing yourself, right? I love how this started as like, my Bali chirp. And now I'm like, Guru Faye, little skinny Buddha. So this one isn't going to be a long one just because I'm really not used to talking. That's a lie. It's a red hot lie. I feel like I've spoken a lot about what I want to speak about, and I don't feel like I want to push. I don't want to drag it out. I don't want to overdo it, which I feel like I already have, but who knows. But what I've learnt is that what I'm learning, because it is a practice, guys. It is not something that you just get, because I'm still waking up and I'm still not journaling every day. I'm still not sitting at my altar and doing what I want to do. I still haven't quit alcohol, which is something, and vaping that I'm only do it on the weekends when I'm at work. Didn't touch anything when I was at Bali. Like, I had one drink and I had a few cigarettes, but I didn't vape at all. So that was like 3 weeks of nothing. But then as soon as I go to work, so, you know, it's like I make these excuses in my head. So I want you to all know that I'm not perfect. Perfect. I'm not. Shock horror. I am a work in progress every single fucking day. But I am choosing to start showing up for myself more and more. Like, every single day. I'm sitting here right now doing the thing I didn't want to do. I went to the gym. I got a trainer to keep me accountable for working out, doing a meal plan. Let this be a reminder that you can start whenever. You can do the thing whenever, but just start it. Like, you're more resilient than you could ever imagine. And I don't hate my discomfort, because it's shown me of my power and taking that back. And I think that's pretty fucking cool. Growth isn't always sexy. Sometimes it's getting up early, journaling, drinking your matcha, wondering if you ever feel less awkward of a human being. But one day you will. Maybe not less awkward, but less awkward in social settings, more comfortable in the discomfort. And I think that's pretty fucking rad. So what's your version of Bali? What's your version of being scared of the gym or scared of talking to strangers? What's your version? What comes up for you when I say that to you right now? Can you sit with that for a little bit? Pull out your phone. What I like to do when I get a thought or something triggers me, like, or someone asks me on a podcast these kind of questions, I pull out my voice recorder on my phone and I sit there and I have a chat with myself and I really kind of delve into what that thing is for me. why I'm scared. Am I choosing the easy option? And why am I choosing the easy option? How can I not choose the easy option? Have those chats with yourself. And just remember, like, courage is the first thing. Just have the courage to do it. Confidence will come later. And I feel like I've lost a lot of my confidence and I'm getting it back. And if anyone that knows me or has known me or seen me online probably thinks I'm the most confident person ever, but I go through stages where I'm really not. And I think that, yeah, as I said, it's kind of this walls have gone up. My heart chakra is fucking closed, man. And I'm opening that bad boy back up as well. And so I just wish you guys all the best on your journey through these murky, yucky, slimy, discomforty shit. And then you'll end up in a nice, comfy pod surrounded by squishmallows and fugglies and nice art and strong. But yeah, if this landed for you, come chat with me, please. Instagram is FayeLunaFaye, or leave a comment on this podcast or this YouTube, whatever you're watching it on. And remember to like and subscribe. And as I said at the beginning, if you like it, let me know. If you don't like it, even better. I want to have that conversation. Stay safe. And I promise it will not be another month until I am back sitting in my pod, giving you a pod. Lots of love and light and learning. Bye.